you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make something that is so delicious. They are happy, healthy, well, let's just say healthier buttermilk biscuits. Yes. So it is one of my favorite things to have is a warm biscuit, flaky, warm, just and it doesn't matter if it's hot outside, if it's cold outside, a nice warm biscuit always just hits the spot. So today we're going to learn how to make vegan buttermilk biscuits. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do to make these buttermilk biscuits is to make our buttermilk. So you're going to take 1 cup of any plant-based milk that you like. This is macadamia nut. You can use any milk that is plant-based. And you're going to do 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do this first so that we can let that set aside while we get everything else ready. Now that we got our buttermilk done and out the way, we're letting it become buttermilk, we're going to start everything else. You are going to start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Next, we're going to do a tablespoon of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So 1 tablespoon baking powder, half a teaspoon baking soda, straight in there. Next, we're going to do 3/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Now that you have all your dry ingredients together, just mix it well. Next, we're going to add our vegan butter. So for the longest time, I was anti-vegan butter and I would just use coconut oil. But you guys, sometimes, even though you're plant-based and you're vegan, yes, you are healthy and you're healthier than eating, all the processed, packaged animal products. But sometimes you just want to have a little junk food, and this is not junk food. It's good. So I went ahead, got vegan butter, and you guys, I love it. It's super good and it makes so many wonderful dishes. So to make these biscuits, you definitely need vegan butter. I'm using Earth Balance. So we're going to have 4 teaspoons of our vegan butter into our dry mixture. We're going to do 4 teaspoons, and you do want to make sure that it is cold. You don't want melted or soft butter. Make sure that it is cold and put it in there, and try not to overwork the butter once you put it in. So we're going to mix it with your hands is best. I know you can use like a pastry cutter, but I really think putting your hands and some love in there make the biscuits even more delicious. So just break it up in there. Really want to distribute the butter throughout the entire dry mixture. Okay, now we have it. You see our flour looks a little lumpy, and that's exactly what we want because the butter is mixed in there. Make a little well in the center. And now we're going to put our buttermilk in there, our plant-based buttermilk. Go straight in there. And slowly with the wooden spoon, mix in the dry and the wet. You don't want to over mix it here. Just make sure everything gets nice and wet. Once everything is wet, we're going to transfer our dough onto a wooden surface. Before transferring onto the wooden surface, you want to put a little bit of flour down. And now we can transfer. You want to add a little bit more flour on top, and we're going to start to mix a little bit. And you just want to keep mixing and adding flour until your dough is not so sticky but still nice and moist, if that makes sense. So you don't want it to get too hard, so not too much flour, but you don't want it to be too wet that you can't form it into a shape. So this looks about perfect here. And that will take an extra 2 tablespoons of flour to 4, depending on how hot it is and how wet you made your dough, but not more than that. So now after you have it like this, it is time to start shaping it. You can use any cookie cutter shape that you like, or any circle or the bottom of a glass. Of course am not going to make circle biscuits, I'm going to make heart biscuits. So I will be using a heart-shaped cookie cutter. Okay, you're going to take a regular oven tray, and I lined it with a silk plat. If you don't have a silk plat, that's totally fine. You can just butter or oil your tray, and that's all you need. So we're going to spread out our dough with hand. You do not want to roll it out because you don't want to make it too thin and you don't want to overwork it. So about an inch, half an inch thick is good, and then start cutting away. And you want to repeat the process of mixing and spreading out until you finish the dough. Okay, once you're done doing that, they're ready to go into the oven. So the oven has been preheated to 400 degrees, and now we are going to put our biscuits in for 15 minutes. No more than 15 minutes. You don't want them to get too burnt. But right before we put them in, you want to just brush a little bit of butter on top. And that's it, you guys. After 15 minutes, you can take your beautiful biscuits out of the oven, transfer them to a cooling rack, and serve them warm. And see how long they last. You guys, they're so delicious. Look at them. So cute, so delicious. I don't think that they'll last you very long, but if they do, you can put them in the refrigerator for up to a week and just toast them when you're ready to eat. If you don't do this heart shape and you do regular shape, it makes about 7 to 8 biscuits. Otherwise, you'll get about 16. How many of these can I eat? Let's see. There we have it, our cute, beautiful, delicious, earth-friendly, plant-based buttermilk biscuits. So this heart came out a little bit weird, so I'll eat this one. Let's see. But look, oh my god, you guys, look, warm, soft, crispy, flaky. They've got layers, okay. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh, so good. Let's see. They hit the spot every time. Every time. Or you don't even have to put anything in on them. You can add butter if you want. You can do biscuits and gravy. You can just do some jam, some tea time. But they are delicious on their own, just like this. So, if you give them a try, let me know what you think about them. Tag me. Tag me, share with me. And if you have any other tips or tricks, let me know. Until then, I will see you on the next one. Bye.